go insane. Crumbling towers, streets in flames, forgotten heroes, who knows their names? Broken futures, shattered dreams, and
Hello friends, this is Sam Chaney reporting for Weaponized News. Today's April 21st, 2025. Thank you for joining us on this Monday edition of Weaponized News as we go live a couple minutes late. We're trying to hook up with our guest. We always have a problem trying to get him on the line through the old restream. I'm going to try right now as we go away from our regular show and see if we can connect with Raven Keefer. Hello, Raven. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep. Got it. We're good? Nope. We lost him again. Crazy. Crazy. Apologies for the live there. Madness. Okay. A lot of things have been changing here, as you could see on this live broadcast. Thank you for joining us. He's back again. I do apologize again. Hello? Got me now?
Did that connect now?
I think so. I hope so.
Folks, I am so sorry. I do not understand why this keeps doing this.
Yeah, they changed everything up on me, it seems, today. You can hear me?
Yes.
All right, I hear you. Cool. Let's
Excellent.
Let me get to and I got my I don't know what's going on here. They changed up a lot of stuff on me today. There we go. Okay. So they changed the X algorithm on the news feed, so it's all screwed up. Looks like on purpose, right when Elon's going to make his exit out of the White House. I don't know. Let me get to what do we got? The Pope dies. The Pope died. Did J.D. Vance kill the Pope? I don't think that. That rumor's circulating on the interwebs. We did have Raven there for a second. He's got a new album out. He has his own podcast, and he has a great radio voice, actually. So, and he's very knowledgeable on occult and many other things. And so that's why I wanted him on the show today. But we had a rough intro here as it goes for the live stream. Hopefully we can get him back on the line. What's going on with Tucker and old Conan, what do you say? How do you say his name? Conor McGregor, the boxer, UFC champion. They did their interview in a Masonic lodge. What's up with that, right? I don't know. I guess we're just supposed to shut up and say that's not weird at all. They're rubbing in our face. I don't know. A lot of things are coming out, like pretty obvious. Like what is going on in the season of sacrifice that we find ourselves in. So we got that to go over. The Pope's death, bless his heart. Again, it's being reported. I guess this time it's official. I remember reporting on this as we go. First, Klaus Schwab resigned from World Economic Forum chair. I guess he resigned before as president, and now he's resigned as chair. So he's like totally out. He's 87 years old, almost as old as the Pope. And so I guess he called it a day on world domination. I'm sure he'll still be in the background doing some evil deeds. But he's officially out now, resigns. But he's been resigning for a while. So, you know what I mean? Let's see, what else do we got today? Dystopic scenes at the White House with the Easter Bunny. Very dystopic from Trump with the Easter Bunny and his wife standing next to him, talking about we're honoring Jesus Christ all throughout our lives. We're bringing religion back in America. Do we need religion back in America? I don't think we do, honestly. Not the twisted, sick, evangelical, Christian Zionist form of religion that these jokers are pushing on everybody. It's really sick, demented, demonic, evil, actually. So they're full on backing. They're arming them up right now in Aardvark land. U.S. it's reported U.S. planes nonstop sending in arms to prepare for a strike on Iran, because Iran is going to have a nuclear weapon in 2 weeks, as they've told us for the last 25 years. But God forbid this time, we have to strike. Aardvarks have to do a preemptive strike against them. Allegedly, the White House didn't back it over the weekend. There's been quite a bit of significant news, and it's hard to cover it all. I guess it's actually a blessing that X broke their algorithm on the news feature here, so maybe we could take a step back. Who even knows? The RFK files came out. Who even knows who had time? I honestly took most of the weekend off, tried to lay off the news. So we got the RFK files still need to be gone through. I haven't seen much about it. A couple posts blaming the aardvarks. Yeah, I mean, what do you expect? Not just them. All intelligence agencies are in on this game, but there is this trend on the interwebs giving everybody enough rope to hang themselves with anti-Semitism. So we here at Weaponized News like to always take a step back and look at the bigger picture and say, well, yeah, aardvarks are evil and they're committing genocide, ethnic cleansing, but who's on top of that? And it looks like it's the standard Anglo-American establishment is on top of that, pulling the marionetting the whole thing. What else? The comings and goings of the criminal government, the crime syndicate known as the U.S. federal government. It's a big old distraction about can't you do all these illegal aliens, deserve due process? Why the hell are the Democrats making the poster child of deportation fight this gang member? They always pick the most divisive figure, right? That's all part of the design of the PSYOP, is pick the most divisive figure and let the two sides go at it. So one side's going to say, no humans are illegal. You're abusing this guy. And then the other side's going to say, deport the illegal alien. And then we're going to have at it and keep us divided as they roll out the scientific dictatorship, technocracy. We got news on that as well that I saw right before I came on the air. I was out of sorts, honestly, because they've got me all screwed up, man, on changing all the news feeds up. But hopefully we can get Raven back on the line. We had a connection there for a second. We always had this problem trying to get him on the shows. He has a bad connection, something with Restream. What else do we got today? There's crazy crime here in Fresno, California, where I'm broadcasting from. We got video of that. Apparent alleged random attack. Well, it was an attack. It's not alleged. We have video of it. Guy just walks up and hits a guy upside the head, cold cocks him. So we got that. What's going on with Russia, Ukraine? Is there going to be a peace deal? Are we going to walk away? As was reported last week, we probably should, as in we, the U.S. government, representing me in the never-ending war there in Ukraine. So we're going to see what happens there. A bunch of aardvark news. An aardvark was attacked by a shark. And so sharks are terrorists now. They're on the terror watch list. Quite horrific. These psychos, as we continue to report, these religious radicals, they want to start the Armageddon and kick it off right there in West Asia with their fake prophecy. It's really sick, demented, but all the pieces are being put into position. Got Mike Huckabee over there. Got a report about that. All right, let me get to this day in history and hope that we can get Raven back on the line. On this day, of April 21st, going all the way back to the year 753 before Christ. Romulus and Remus found Rome, and they just rolled out those alleged genetically engineered dire wolves named Romulus and Remus. Not occultic at all, right? Maybe he's back on the line there. I think he has a bad connection is the problem. In the year 1855, the first train crosses the Mississippi River from Rock Island, Illinois to Davenport, Iowa. In 1898, Spain declares war on the United States. Seems like they're always declaring war around that time on the United States. In 1918, the Red Baron of Peanuts fame, no, actually a very famous German fighter plane pilot in World War II was shot down and killed over Vaux-sur-Somme in France. In 1981, the U.S., and I did not realize this, and this was quite a bit in 1981, the U.S. furnishes $1 billion worth of arms to Saudi Arabia in 1981. That's quite a bit that's quite a bit today, but in 1981, $1 billion worth of arms is quite a bit. To our greatest ally, who 16 of the 19 hijackers are from Saudi Arabia that allegedly attacked us on 9/11, and so we went ahead and invaded Afghanistan. Makes perfect sense to me. In 1984, the CDC says on this day, the official source there, I mean, God forbid you question anything they say or you'll be banned, as we already have been. But for the YouTube audience, this is official history. CDC says virus discovered in France causes AIDS. I'm just reporting the official story here to you now. And you got to love this one. In 1986, Geraldo Rivera opens Al Capone's vault live on TV, and it's empty. Remember that? That should have tanked his career, but it seems like Geraldo Rivera went on after that epic failure on live TV to have an illustrious talk show and news commentator career, even after that epic failure. In 1995, FBI arrests Timothy McVeigh for the Oklahoma City bombings. And in 2019, it even says officially, Ukraine comedian Vladimir Zelensky wins the country's presidential election in a landslide. And now they're under martial law with no elections. Funny how that works after Putin's unprovoked invasion of Ukraine, right? Man, it's so frustrating. I want this guy Raven on the show badly, and we just can't make the connection. He's gonna have to like put on the tinfoil hat, something, put an antenna on his tinfoil hat to get on the show. We need better reception, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, here's the segue of a song that he released. We're gonna go over his new album, but we'll play this as a segue to the news, and hopefully we can get him on. Here is a song by Raven Keefer, Big Living Off Peak. And then we'll get to the news for you today.
I'm living big, riding my bike, got to get to work today. I'm out of gas, no cash to pay, fast food, no good. What cheap food costs can make you lose your mind. I'm living big, doing things upright. Eggs in the skillet, burgers on the grill. Why are the last I had? I'm going to eat my fill. I'm living big, got an extra shower by staying up late twice this week. Got to be using all the extra power off peak. The electric bill is going to arrive, maybe months before I can drive. I'm living big, yeah, I'm living big. Got a new phone, paid for a month, had to get a loan. I'm living big, now my soup is all bone. I'm living big, working 60, nothing to show. Riding home in the rain, anyone else notice? Making a living is getting insane, insane. I'm living big, riding my bike, got to get to work today. I'm out of gas, no cash to pay, fast food no good. What cheap food costs can make you lose your mind. I'm living big, got an extra shower by staying up late.
What a disaster today. Thank you guys for staying with me. I don't know what the hell is going on here. There we go. Yeah, so Raven says that I guess there's a conspiracy to keep him off of the show. No, he's not saying that. I'm saying that because he's like I used Restream before, never had a problem. Now with your link, everything crashed. We're gonna get him on the show. We're determined now. This is the second go around. Last year we tried to get him on a bunch of times and had the same problem. Anyway, apologies. And then it's probably an update with the Restream. I don't know. They got it all jacked up over here. I'm all jacked up. But that's the perils of live stream. Anyway, enough with our problems here in the background. Let's get to the news and hope that we can get Raven on. Until otherwise known, it's a conspiracy. No, I think it may be just Restream updating. I don't know. They're causing me problems, even doing the show. Too much updating with all this. You know what I mean? They're doing too much. They're doing too much. It was dialed in. I had it dialed in, and then here we are. Anyway, same with X. I had it dialed in. My news feed was nice and tight. I could blast through that thing, bring you guys. I don't know. We're cooking the last couple months here, doing like 20, 30, 40 stories a day, a show. You know what I mean? And now they trimmed it way back. Looks like it's all part of Musk making his way out here. As let's remember, Musk promised $2 trillion in savings by DOGE, and then 2 weeks ago at the cabinet meeting at the White House, oh yeah, sorry, it's only 150 billion, which is a lot, but not in the grand scheme of things. That's like interest one day on the debt. Anyway, okay, here's the big news that we got from Hackable Animal on the old X. Ramping it up, baby. Let's see if I can share it here with you. Here we go. We're back in the mix. Ramping it up, that Thiel startup hunting the motherlode contract is inside the Treasury. And so this is indeed the scientific dictatorship technocracy has taken over our government. It took them what is this, 90 days of Trump, 80, 90 days, whatever it is. It didn't take them long at all. And so Peter Thiel backed startup called Ramp It's a corporate credit card processing outfit. The game here is pretty straightforward. Trump and Musk are looking to hand some or all of the government's $700 billion internal expense card program, Smart Pay, over to Ramp. A bunch of the meetings were organized by Josh Grunbaum, a private equity guy who Trump and Musk installed as chief acquisitions officer at the GSA. He was also the lead signatory on the demand letter to Harvard. We're now told, according to this report, as of last night, was accidentally sent. So Grunbaum's got a lot going on. Ramp's value add is supposed to be the use of AI to monitor spending. So there you go. Be careful what you wish for. They're downsizing government, but they're giving us AI instead. This stupid thing keeps screwing up. Every time I go to this, I guess I got to work on my setup here. I had it dialed in and they changed it up on me. So Ramp is looking to get this government contract to make all these processing fees, and they're selling it as they're going to use AI to increase efficiency. Very nice there. And where's the protest against this? There are none. There are none. They're protesting for corruption, for illegal aliens, for all the wrong stuff. Protest against scientific dictatorship, technocracy being rolled out, and humans being removed from the equation. No protest against this at all. Quite striking, I would say. But that's where we're at here. Yeah. What's up with this? I don't know if you guys had a chance to see this. Conor McGregor is running for president in Ireland, and here he is with an interview with Tucker Carlson last week, and he's here it is. Let me remove this stuff so you can see. Here he is at a Masonic lodge for the interview. You see the checkerboard floor. You can see the Freemason sign right there. All kind of symbolism here on this image, right? That's the intro image to their interview. Disturbing to say the least. Like, are they literally, they're just mocking us now, right? It looks like it. This stupid thing. I gotta fix up my restream settings here because it's not going smooth as I had it set up. But anyway, yeah, pretty disturbing, I would say. There with Tucker at the Masonic Lodge. I don't know what's up with that. What is up with that? Mocking us. Anyway, Tucker will save us, I'm sure, along with the rest of the CIA. Okay. So we are in the season to sacrifice. I wanted to get another reason, not only to promote his new album of Raven Keefer, but I know he's very knowledgeable in the occult, and I wanted to get him on to talk about this. But as we reported at the beginning of the season of sacrifice, don't forget we are still in the occult season of sacrifice, a 40-day period from around March 19th to the 22nd, depending on the year and how many days fall in between, right? All the way till May 1st, Beltane Day, International Communist Day. A lot happens on May 1st. And we do have a special guest on May 1st that as we get closer, I'll announce to go over a bunch more of this occult stuff. So the season of sacrifice, it seems likely that this period tied to astrological events like the spring equinox is a sufficient in alternative spiritual circles, often involving alleged symbolic sacrifices. And so they're doing it symbolically and in reality and practically as well. So, of course, 322. A lot of people say that's where it kicks off. Skull and Bones, 322, March 22nd. All right. Yeah, the Pope died. Did J.D. Vance kill the Pope? He visited him 4 hours before he died. Here's a video of that.
Pray for you every day. God bless you. So good to see you. Good morning. How are you?
Find yourself.
Good. Yeah, thank you. I've not been feeling great, but it's good to see you in better health.
Grazie, Santo Padre.
Thank you.
These are for your children.
Okay, thank you.
These are the gifts. These are also gifts for you.
Thank you. It's
The
beautiful.
Vatican tie, and then the rosaries for your wife, the white for your children, and the red one is for. Thank you very much for your visit.
Of course, and thank you for seeing me. Pray for you every day. God bless you.
Io prego per lei ogni giorno, che Dio la benedica. Grazie, Santo Padre.
Happy Easter.
They got my transitions all screwed up on this thing. Anyway, I don't know. The Pope was in bad shape already, and they said his official cause of death, stroke, heart failure. He couldn't even talk after the hospital. Who knows what the hospital did to him? Yeah, where was I missed old J.D. Vance's eyeliner there. But it is a rather odd coincidence. He died 4 hours after that visit. Bless his heart, the Pope. Let's play a video. Here's Pope Francis, first Latin American pontiff who ministered with a charming, humble style. Dies at 88. A lot of people said he was a commie. Let's watch this video from the AP. They're marching him out there in the casket.
The death of a pope initiates a centuries-old ritual to elect a new pontiff. It begins with 9 days of funeral rites, during which the pope is buried. Cardinals are coming to Rome from around the world to participate in that funeral mass, as are heads of state. Then the conclave procedures begin. There are a few days of closed meetings. These are when the cardinals get together and meet in secret. They discuss the problems of the church. They're receiving reports from all the different Vatican offices of what the financial situation is, what the problems are.
Look, I understand it's not, you shouldn't be mocking someone's death, obviously, but what's up? You can see right there, what's up with the, there's something else going on here, man. Look at this. You see the obelisk in the background right there at the Vatican? They're all part of this Babylon mystery religion cult, selling it to us as Christianity, and they're the good guys and care about us and all this bullshit. And it's bullshit, man. What the hell are there these obelisks all over? Well, obviously they're all part of this occult Babylon mystery religion is what's going on here. And they're using Christianity as a cover. And it's extremely disturbing, to say the least. Let's hear the rest about what happens when you get rid of the Pope. And yeah, the Pope's last words. Why the hell is this guy wearing eyeliner? No, I don't think he was in that video, actually. Actually, I don't think he was.
Facing the church around the world, and what are the qualities of a pontiff that are needed to bring the church forward? At a certain point, they stop those meetings and the conclave begins. The first day starts with a Mass in the morning and a primary vote in the afternoon. If a pontiff is not elected in that first vote, the ballot papers are burned, the smoke comes out of the Sistine Chapel chimney. If it's black, it means no pope has been elected. The cardinals return the next morning. They have 2 ballots in the morning, 2 ballots in the afternoon, until the pope is elected. At that point, the white smoke comes out of the chimney. The world knows that a pope has been elected, and he comes out onto the loggia of St. Peter's Basilica, and we hear those famous words, Habemus Papam, we have a pope.
Habemus Papam.
Can't wait. This is annoying, man. They screwed up my whole transition here. Yeah, they did. He did come out here. Let's play that clip. Was it JD Vance or the aardvarks, or a combination of both? No, the Pope did come out and describe the IDF's actions in Gaza as terrorism. You know what I'm saying? Are we blind? Of course, it's genocide. Let's play that clip. But I mean, the dude was 88, right? Bad shape. So let's just say act of God. I don't know. They're all occultists acting like they're Christians, or the aardvarks aren't. They just act like maniacs. But they say they're religious. I don't know. I guess that means genociding people. But yeah, let's hear from the Pope now here.
Molto gravi e dolorose. Civili inermi sono oggetto di bombardamenti e spari. E questo è avvenuto persino all'interno del complesso parrocchiale della Santa Famiglia, dove non ci sono terroristi, ma famiglie, bambini, persone malate con disabilità, suore. Una mamma e sua figlia, la signora Navda Khalil Anton e la figlia Samar Qamar Anton, sono state uccise e altre persone ferite dai tiratori scelti mentre andavano in bagno. È stata danneggiata la casa delle suore di Madre Teresa, colpito il loro generatore. Qualcuno dice è il terrorismo, è la guerra. Sì, è la guerra. È il terrorismo. Per questo la scrittura afferma che Dio fa cessare le guerre, rompe gli archi e spezza le lance. Preghiamo il Signore per la pace.
Yeah, they really screwed up my transitions here with this thing. I don't know what the hell they did. Anyway, sorry about that. Apologies for the show, not the smooth transitions I had hoped for. But hey, guess what? AIPAC has, let's read from AIPAC. The guy's running our government, apparently. We extend our condolences to the millions of Catholics around the world on the passing of His Holiness Pope Francis, and to all who were inspired by his deep commitment to faith and compassionate leadership as they advocate bribing U.S. politicians, paying them off, and advocate genocide. And anyone that disagrees will be summarily deported to a El Salvador Supermax prison, is the trend that we're going toward here in the United States. Freedom, you know, that's where we're at, man. Pope dead at 88. Was it part of an occult ritualistic sacrifice? Was it an act of God? Was it J.D. Vance? Was it the aardvarks? We'll never know. The official story says stroke and heart failure. So that's all we're going to get, and that's what it is, stroke and heart failure. Bless his soul. Burn in hell there, Pope. You know what I'm saying? All right. Davos Gathering founder Klaus Schwab quits as World Economic Forum chair. And what was this story's been like recycled a bunch of times over the last year. I think at first was that he quit as president and then just was the chair. And now he's quitting as the chair. And so he's at a ripe old age of 87, Klaus Schwab, sadly, stepping down away from his quest of world domination and making us eat the bugs. And we're still like only halfway. Are we even halfway through the Great Reset? We still have a ways to go before 2030 and beyond for the UN Agenda 2030, Goals for Sustainable Development, the Great Reset, all working together, of course, to make the world a better place for these elitist psychopaths, and for the rest of us to, not be living so good anymore. So who's going to replace him? I think I saw reports of former Nestle CEO said that water's not a human right. And they were caught up in a bunch of fraud here in California and other places, stealing water, selling you water like right out of the tap, saying it's from a spring, and it just goes on and on and on. With the fraud, the corruption, no one ever gets in trouble. They laugh in our face meeting at Masonic lodges. So that's where we're at. Very nice. Here's some dystopian footage from the White House today with the Easter Bunny. They saw it fit to go ahead and celebrate Easter today at the White House with their dystopic bunny. Let's watch this video, and then we have another one from Trump at the White House.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States and First Lady Melania Trump, accompanied by the Easter Bunny. Master Gunnery Sergeant Kevin Benier, accompanied by the President's own United States Marine Band, will now honor America with the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Extremely dystopic there. Why they felt the need to roll out the Easter Bunny in all this, it just feels like mockery. But wait, there's more. Here you go, from Trump, from the official White House. It's just, we are in dystopia here.
Speaking of special, Easter is special, and it's one of our favorite days. It's one of our favorite periods of time. We're honoring Jesus Christ, and we're going to honor Jesus Christ very powerfully throughout our lives, all throughout our lives, not just now, all throughout our lives. We're bringing religion back in America. We're bringing a lot of things back, but religion is coming back to America. That's why you see the kind of numbers that you're seeing, the spirit and the kind of numbers that you're seeing. So, speaking.
total bullshit. Bringing back evangelical Christian Zionists, religious fanatics that are praying for the end of the world. That's really, and mocking you with the Easter bunny. They're talking about Jesus. It's blasphemous. It's just, it's beyond the pale here, man. I guess we have to one up dystopia every freaking day here now, it seems. As we're bombing the hell out of Yemen, still very Christian of them. Jesus would approve, right, Trump? And they're loading up Aardvark land right now with enough freaking bombs to blow up the whole world 100 times over, as they're prepping to go ahead and preemptively strike Iran. So isn't that nice? I'm sure Jesus would approve of all this, right? Well, their fake Schofield Bible prophecy approves of it. That's for sure. These people are psychopaths, and I'm praying for peace, man, because it's extremely disturbing what all is going on here, and the mockery of it all. Look, do we really need the Easter bunny there for him for this? Is this needed? Is that really needed? Things aren't dystopic enough. They got my transitions all screwed up again. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna bitch about it anymore. Just saying. Okay, what do we do about old? That's disturbing. I mean, we've nothing but disturbing news here at the beginning. Here's some good news, maybe, possibly. GOP senator. He's a big warmonger too. Loves the aardvarks. I guess you can't find any that don't. Maybe allegedly Massey, but he's questionable as well. But now we see reports about, oh my God, Senator Ron Johnson is questioning 9/11 and saying it was an inside job. This guy, he's on this hack show, Benny Johnson. This guy makes me want to throw up. But let's watch a short clip from there where he's getting smeared here by Mediaite. GOP senator pushes conspiracy theory that 9/11 was an inside job. Well, we know at the very least that Dick Cheney ordered a stand down order to shoot the planes down. At the very least, that's 100% fact, undeniable. No one can even deny it because it's the truth. And so that fact alone says that it was an inside job, or at least a stand down order to shoot down the planes before they hit the Twin Towers. And there's a giant rabbit hole on 9/11, I'm sure, as our audience knows, to go down. Yeah, you didn't know that Easter Bunny was in the Bible? He is, according to their made up whatever. They just make up whatever now. You know what I mean? So, yeah, who cares? I'll ban you and maybe deport you if you question it. Here's and by the way, this guy again makes me want to throw up Benny Johnson, but we'll play the clip.
Within the agencies, a lot of them are going to cover their tracks and cover things up and destroy a lot of evidence. So that's going to be frustrating for investigators like myself. It's going to be very frustrating for the American public because this is their information. They deserve the truth. It's been hidden from them way too long. But again, that's just in one area. I think it's interesting. I've been following you. You're starting to open up the aperture on 9/11, World Trade Center number 7. What the firefighters are telling us. I think that's something that needs to be explored as well. Now, I know you and I are both considered conspiracy theorists, but that's exactly how they keep this stuff covered up, is they accuse those of us who want to expose the truth that we're just a bunch of conspiracy theorists.
Well, members of Congress are now coming forward on Tucker's show and saying, hey, they've completely attacked my family and destroyed my career because I questioned the official story of September 11th, and none of it makes sense. And so the only way to find the truth is to ask the right questions. And this is the single most consequential moment in America. America changed forever, not for the better, after September 11th. And it's worth understanding what truly happened, just like on January 6th. To try and find the truth, you have to be able to ask the right questions. You go back to the firefighters. Every firefighter inside of those buildings was saying, including Donald Trump, was saying that this official narrative cannot be true. And so, we hope that there's some disclosures there.
A little late on this on this one, guys. I guess better late than never, but yeah. They're going to give us another limited hangout release of 9/11. Continuing. Well, they're saying, yeah, you didn't know that Easter Bunny was in the Bible? Of course he was. It's like, I guess they're like these idiot evangelical Christians. They'll literally believe anything and worship Trump. And so we'll just make up any lie, as we did with the medical intervention and so on. They're like, these people are idiots. Here, we're out of Freemason Lodge. We care about you. We're good Christians. You know what I mean? It's just we're at the beyond the pale stage here of I don't know, what do you even say? These guys are propped up with their fake BS narratives, worshiping the government. It's just all fake. They're fake. They're shills. They're sellout hacks. Probably all working for the intelligence agencies. It's 25 years later, and we're still in the war on terror. You can never defeat an ideology or an idea, which the IDF admitted about Hamas. You can never defeat an idea. And so you can never defeat the idea of terrorism. If someone really wants to do terrorism, which is horrible and wrong, then they're going to do it. And you're never going to defeat that idea. And you're only making more people want to do terrorism by the never-ending illegal foreign wars of aggression and bombing of West Asia and other countries around the globe. Here, America. Better know that and believe it. Homeland, old brunette Barbie here, who lied about the real ID, lied, basically a liar, a dog killer. But she's a brunette Barbie, so I guess everything's okay as far as that goes. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem's bag, including $3,000 in cash. Was that money laundering? Why are you carrying around so much cash? Should we do civil asset forfeiture against her? That's what the government does, you know. We're using that money for terrorism, Miss Kristi Noem. I mean, I want you to be able to carry around as much cash as you can freaking fit in your bag, and no one should be able to ask any questions about it. But that's coming from the government perspective, you see. Total hypocrites. But anyway, allegedly her bag was stolen. What else did they find in there? All the nuclear secret codes. No, Secret Service, which provides security for Noem, reviewed security camera footage at the Capitol Burger restaurant and saw an unknown white male wearing a medical mask steal her bag and leave the restaurant. The thief got away with Noem's driver's license, medication. What meds is this psycho on? Reportedly, apartment keys, passport, DHS access badge, makeup bag, blank checks, and $3,000 in cash. What kind of security? What does that even say when the head of the Department of Homeland Security doesn't secure their bag at a burger restaurant at old, where was it at again in this report? They say it was, where the heck was it? Capitol Burger restaurant. So she can't secure a bag at Capitol Burger restaurant, but we're supposed to rely on her to secure the homeland. It just feels like all these stories are really are mocking us at this point. Again, apologies for the screwed up transition. Hate when you get it all dialed in and they go and upgrade it for you. What a upgrade, guys. Okay, so continuing here, thousands of fired federal probationary workers have complaints rejected. And so remember, I was going back and forth between the courts. You can fire them, you can't fire them. Now the latest ruling is, this report out of Axios tells us as many as 2,000 fired federal probationary workers who filed complaints with the Office of Special Counsel have had their cases dismissed as lacking merit. So I guess they are actually fired. Should never tried to work for the government in the first place. Okay. What's up with the economy today? The Dow Jones Industrial Average down more than 9,500 points as President Trump rips Federal Reserve Chairman Powell, reigniting investors' worries. Extremely volatile right now, as we've covered. They're in the stock market. Trump is to host Walmart, Target, and Home Depot CEOs for tariff meeting. And so is this where we're going to get pick your winners and losers? I think so. And this is pure fascism right here, where he's going to make cutouts. I'm predicting, I don't know, but the way things are going, it looks like Trump's going to pick the winners and losers, exactly like during the medical intervention period, about who's essential, who's non-essential. And so make cutouts for these large multinational, un-American corporations, who in large part are part of the whole supply chain, shipping the jobs overseas, getting cheap slave labor to manufacture your pieces of plastic, in large part. Walmart, Target, Home Depot. So we'll see. We'll see how this sorts out, but it looks like picking winners and losers to me is going to be the end result of this. White House officials said earlier today that representatives from, also throw Lowe's in there too. So are they going to get a cutout of the tariffs? We'll see. It's not really showing in this report what the results are. We're going to have to follow that. China vows retaliation against countries that follow U.S. calls to isolate Beijing. So the trade war is intensifying indeed here now. We reported last week the U.S. is pressuring countries to put a chink in the shipping, the supply chain of China, dealings with them as part of this ongoing trade war that seems to be escalating. This is a bizarre machine. I don't even know if this is real. We'll play the clip though. Allegedly, a Shanghai ATM machine melts your gold, weighs it, and deposits the value straight to your bank account in seconds. Let's watch this short video. Quite an invention if it's true there. But what are they going to do? What would they do here in America? They'll go rob a grave, steal the gold teeth out of the skull of the dead person, and take them to this ATM, melt it down, and I guess summarily get the cash. I don't know. That's just one of many ways this would be abused in America, for sure. Yeah, so I guess, I guess if you're hard up for cash and you got a gold crown, pry it out, throw it in a machine, get cash on the spot. I don't know. They'll be mugging people here for their gold teeth. Like I said, grave robbing, mugging people on the streets. Yeah, they'll probably just steal the whole ATM here in California. Even though allegedly they made crime illegal again, I have my doubts. The fifth dimension is wild. We're getting more wild by the day, it seems here. We're only in April of 2025. Amazon has paused some data center lease commitments, Wells Fargo says. Amazon has delayed some commitments around new data center leases, Wells Fargo analysts said on Monday, today. The latest sign that economic concerns may be affecting big tech companies' plans for the future. An expansion of data centers. Google faces uncertain future after antitrust losses. I missed reporting on this last week. Kind of flew under my radar, sadly enough. So last week on Thursday, Google lost an antitrust lawsuit. A federal judge ruled last Thursday that Google has an illegal monopoly over advertising technology. Yeah. How long have I been bitching about that on this show? Probably since whenever you guys decided to tune in. Just 8 months after another judge found the tech giant violated antitrust laws with its monopoly over online search, the Department of Justice pushes for a breakup. The two sides are set to meet in court again next week for a trial over the remedies in the search case. So just pay them off, you know what I mean? But show them your Google profile of the judge and the prosecutor and what's on their hard drive, right? And then Google should be able to walk away free and clear. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. I'm not holding my breath that they're going to break up Google, aka DARPA, right? Aka government program, fascism, merger of corporate and state interests here. Google and government working hand in hand together. Now they're acting like now the federal government, Department of Justice, acting like they care about our antitrust laws. We shall see. Yeah, they say here, Google monopolized the market, providing tools to publishers and the market connecting publishers and advertisers, referred to as an ad exchange. Monopolizing a market on its own is not illegal. However, the judge ruled that Google violated antitrust laws by tying its ad tech products together and instituting anti-competitive policies that allowed it to acquire and maintain its monopoly. They're practicing monopolistic business practices against me and many others. And so you could throw that in there as well, but this is specifically about the advertising of digital ads on the internet. Them and Google, it's a duopoly essential. Google or Alphabet and Meta or Facebook control 90% of digital advertising on the interwebs. Facebook's also facing a similar lawsuit as well. Google could use AI to extend search monopoly, DOJ says at the beginning of that trial. So we're gonna have to follow this closer because this one slipped under the radar for me, and it's kind of my thing. Anyway, that's going on. We're gonna have to wait till next week for the trial. Let's hear this report from Fox News about it. Maybe gets a little bit more details. Fox Business about Google's monopoly case.
Joining me now is former federal prosecutor and former acting ICE director Jonathan Fahey. Jonathan, great to see you. What's next for Google here?
Well, what Google's saying is they're going to appeal this ruling, but that's what everyone says when they lose a lawsuit or lose a case. So a couple of options Google has is they could appeal, but they could also try to reach some sort of settlement or accommodation with the Department of Justice, which might be break up or separate themselves from these particular software things that they use to not only publish and manage published ads, but also to sell advertising. So right now, it's kind of an interesting place because Google has 2 losses with 2 different judges, and now we're on a second administration. And what's interesting is typically Republican administrations aren't as tough on antitrust cases as Democrats. So it just shows this Trump administration is going to be tough on antitrust cases, particularly with big tech. And if you notice on the Attorney General's statement that came out, they talked not only about these particular advertising things or the prior case, but also how Google has used its monopoly power to suppress free speech. And they're particularly talking about YouTube and search results.
Well, just conservatives, anyone that goes against the official narrative, social engineering narrative of the time. So, yeah, we shall see. What happened to Barry? Barry told me that he's been out trying to work out in rehab. And what did he say? Today was like his first time out and doing hockey. And he's still like trying to recover from an accident that he had, and he said he'll be laying down because it wore him out. So I think he's doing okay, but he's just a little bit wore out trying to rehab. So that's the update on Barry. Okay, what else do we got today? Sorry guys, it was a train wreck. It's still a train wreck with the transitions here, but we're trying to do better. And again, they it was like today was a big reset day. I don't know what's going on the interwebs. They're all pissed off about the antitrust lawsuits. I don't know, but X reset the whole news feed, so now you can't find anything. Like how they had it set up nice, but I think that was all for social engineering to push DOGE. And now that program's over. No more good news feed for you. Ha ha ha. You know what I mean? So I got to work harder, figure out another way to bring you the most news possible in the short amount of time that we have. By the way, let's take our live commercial break. Here's our sponsor, Abba Enterprises. I'll be back. We still got quite a few, I don't know, 10 more stories or so to go over after this commercial break.
Running a small business feeling overwhelmed by numbers and paperwork? Abba Enterprises has your back. Our expert business solutions include accounting, QuickBooks support, payroll, taxes, and top-notch consulting. Let us handle the details so you can focus on growing your business. Business Solutions Accounting, QuickBooks, Consulting, Payroll, Taxes. Call 559-577-9250. Call Abba Enterprises today at 559-577-9250.
And welcome back to this Monday edition of Weaponized News. Sadly, we could not connect with Raven Keefer. We're going to get that guy on the line. Now I'm bound and determined. We're going to have to use smoke signals, the cup with the string, something. We got to get this guy on because this is many attempts, but anyway, apologies that we were not able to make the connection there to get him on, but we will have him on in the near future. We're going to have to not wait till we're 5 minutes to live, but I thought we had to sort it out, but apparently we didn't. So anyway, that's why we're missing him. But we're going to plug his new album at the end, as we plugged one of his songs as the transition there to help out independent media guys. So back to the news. Smotrick, right? Everybody's favorite cartoon villain out of Aardvark land. Smotrick says returning hostages not the most important thing, sparking fierce backlash. Well, they said it the entire time in Aardvark's Times, among other publications, for anybody that cared to be paying attention to what they're saying. But your favorite finance minister, Aardvark banker there, is, I thought he resigned, but I guess that was just from the party and finance minister. Smotrich said today that bringing the hostages back from Gaza was not the most important goal of the government. But we're told, hey, the hostages, we got to get all these, it's all for the hostages, our genocide, ethnic cleansing, real estate redevelopment program is all for the hostages. But it turns out that was never the goal, as we continue to report here. Now they just admit it, which it was admitted before. That's how we're able to report on such things. But who cares? Again, don't be an anti-aardvark. So what the hell's going on? We got more aardvark news, but there seems to be a rash of insanity, which is probably nothing new here in California. But someone went around, and I blame the government, as I do for everything, because in some shape, way, or form, it was directly or indirectly the government's fault. But downtown Los Angeles, I don't know if you guys had a chance to see this video. They went around chopping trees down here with a chainsaw, quite disturbing, probably as they scream climate change. I made that part up, but let's watch this short clip of the trees cut down there in downtown Los Angeles, of course, for environmental purposes.
So, some piece of you-know-what decided that they're going to go around last night chopping down trees all over downtown LA. This is on Grand, right before you get down to 5th. There's a bunch more up there by the Wells Fargo Center. I saw it in South Park as well. It's disgusting.
That's wild, man. What do you even say to that? You know what I mean? Like, they got to be... I blame the government. Okay, watch this clip. This is sad. Even though it's the government getting attacked, don't ever attack the government. Don't even threaten them. Don't threaten them. Don't attack them. Charges filed against suspect in attack of Fresno City employee. Don't do this. This is horrific. Watch this clip. I don't know if you guys had to see this. Fresno, California. This guy walks up and just cold cocks this guy, city worker. Quite disturbing. That's horrific right there. And another thing horrific, my transitions today. But we do have the report, he was subsequently arrested. And he was a white looking-ish. Dylan Padavana. Looks white anyway, whatever he is. As they're in the background of all this, trying to fuel some type of race war, where that kid that stabbed the black kid that stabbed the white kid there in Texas got out with no bail and raised a bunch of money, and that's provoking racial tension and looks totally social engineered to me. Well, what do I know? What do I know? The government would never social engineer a race war, even though that's what they're consistently trying to do, like forever. is engineer some type of race war here in America so everybody can be distracted by that instead of the crime syndicate known as government, as they steal from you, degrade your quality of life, and so on, and commit war crimes around the world in your name. But you should be mad at the black or white neighbor that you have, is what they're trying to incite here. But this not part of that, but I did see a lot of posts saying, oh, it's another black crime, and the guy looks white, honestly. But the report goes on to say the alleged attack, it's not alleged, it's on video. He cold cocked the guy. They say he walked up, and the victim there was named Tim Smith, in unprovoked. It's allegedly unprovoked. I think it was. Allegedly, the guy's not, he's like, a street dude, homeless, not very there together with it mentally. So may have been unprovoked. Who knows? But I wouldn't want to get hit cold cocked like that. I'll tell you, that friggin' sucks. But the suspect is in custody, and it doesn't look to be racially related, as was initially pumped on the interwebs for a couple days. Oh, that's well, you're gonna have to reach out there, Carrie, to Barry. I think he's in okay shape. Seems to be recovering. Okay, so Trump claims there's a good chance that we're going to make a deal this week for peace in Russia, Ukraine. Last week, little Marco and the White House are saying that we're going to just walk away if we can't come to some type of deal there. Trump wants the rare earth minerals bad. That can help him greatly in his negotiations with China, as they're withholding access to rare earth minerals. If we can make a deal with Ukraine for their rare earth minerals, that can be leveraged against the Chinese. Electromagnetic terrorism by DARPA. Yeah. Scientific dictatorship, technocracy. Indeed, that's a big piece of it. I would have to agree with you there, Carrie. But hey, it's a conspiracy theory if you say that these. I wonder. And another thing, why do they make all these cell towers or whatever the hell they are? Friggin' zappers, 5G, 6G zappers. Why do they? I've seen there's crazy ones here. I'm sure you've seen them, Carrie. You're in California. They make them look like fake pine trees, and it just looks totally fake and ugly and stupid. But big old tall tower, and they put these fake branches on it, looking like a pine tree. I saw one. Where was it? I don't know. Interwebs and reality are blending here. It was. Yeah, I want to say I saw it in real life. A big old cactus, but it was actually one of these alleged cell tower zapper centers. Hit us with the electromagnetic frequencies. We are getting even newer 5G lampposts here. Well, better to spy on you and zap you with, right, Highland? We have this thing in Fresno called Shot Spotter, and it's microphones in the lampposts. They told us, but it's for our own safety. It's for public safety, for gunshots, they tell us, not for spying on pedestrians walking by having a conversation. That's definitely would never be used for that. It's for to track down gunshots. All right, and that's very old technology. I think we first reported on that in like 2014 or 15. So imagine what they have now, 10 years later. Got to upgrade them to. Don't forget the hydrometers. Man, they're turning the screws on our electronic prison, aren't they? Everywhere you look, there'll be no escape soon. There's no escape now, it seems. Okay. So terrorists, we got a new entity to list on the terror as a terrorist, sharks. So a shark attack kills an aardvark person in Hadera. Very sad, of course, but there was video of the shark. I don't have that video, but I was watching it. Allegedly, the shark swam up to two children and didn't bother them, and then minutes later attacked an aardvark. And so now sharks will be added to the terror watch list. Sadly, that's why you see something, you say something, you never know. There's terrorists everywhere. Let's watch this short clip of the shark. Do we even see anything here?
תבואו זריז, נו. עכשיו לא רואים את הבן אדם כבר. לא רואים את...
Could barely see a shark fin in that video. But anyway, yeah, sharks will be added to the terror watch list now. Working for Hamas, of course, and Iran. Damn sharks, I know. I hear you guys out there. It's not all well and good in Aardvark land, domestically speaking. Aardvark spy chief delivers to court a scathing rebuke of Bibi's bid to fire him. Head of Shin Bet said in an affidavit that Bibi had tried to fire him because he didn't follow demands. And some of those said demands were, this is the head of Aardvark Land's Domestic Intelligence Service said today that Bibi, shadow American president, his bid to fire him followed his refusal to fulfill requests that included spying on Aardvark protesters in Aardvark land. So they do love their police state there as well, and disrupting the leader's corruption trial. So fire him, whatever. Bibi's response, nothing but lies. So which lie are you going to believe? It's just all lies. But a little pushback there domestically for Bibi. You can see right here. Sadly enough, it's not all, there is trouble in paradise there in Aardvark land. Surprising, wouldn't you know, surprising enough, in the middle of a genocide. Who would have thunk such a thing? Here is scenes from Coachella. So not all bad dark occultist satanic rituals performed there. Here's some something coming out of, I think this is called Kneecap. There's a group that performed there. Never heard of them, never heard their songs, but they did put this message out during their performance there at Coachella in California. I guess it's better than Lady Gaga satanic ritual there on stage. So we take what we can get here now. I was bashing this guy last week, old now confirmed ambassador Mike Huckabee, huckster, con man, criminal. I don't know. Is he a true believer? Does it even really matter? He's hell bent on Armageddon, fulfilling the fake prophecy to bring about the Antichrist, second coming of Christ, building the third temple there. And so he's a very dangerous man, actually, at this point in time in history. Mike Huckabee, here he is. And we have more reporting about it. Let's hear from Mr. Mike Huckabee, U.S. ambassador to Aardvark land. He admits that Aardvark's starving children, but blames it on Hamas. So Hamas is doing the siege. I didn't know, but apparently Hamas is doing the siege there in Gaza.
Hello, I'm Mike Huckabee, U.S. Ambassador to Israel. This past weekend, Dr. Hanan Balki, who is the regional coordinator for the WHO for the Eastern Mediterranean region, called upon me to put more pressure on Israel to bring humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza. I appreciate the message from Dr. Balki, and today what I would like to suggest is that we work together on putting the pressure where it really belongs, on Hamas, to give us the opportunity to open up those humanitarian channels. So we call upon Hamas to sign an agreement so that humanitarian aid can flow into Gaza to the people who desperately need it. When that happens and hostages are released, which is an urgent matter for all of us, then we hope that that humanitarian aid will flow and flow freely, knowing that it will be done without Hamas being able to confiscate and abuse their own people by not allowing those resources to get to the people who desperately need it.
Yeah, something tells me that he's not really that genuine. You know what I'm saying? We just saw, we just reported Finance Minister Smotrich said it's not the most, the hostages are not the most important things. You guys got to get your narrative straight here on the same lie, but they can't seem to do it. They're tripping over their own lies here. This is from Simon. He said I should report it, and I agreed once I saw. He was also, we're of like minds here, going after Huckabee, a religious fanatic radical who's praying for Armageddon, essentially. I guess he is a true believer. So let's see here now, another clip. But here's a screenshot of a note from Isaac Herzog, the Aardvark ambassador to America. And so, of course, they meet up, Herzog and old Huckabee. Simon tells us this is extremely serious. See what Huckabee wrote in the screenshot, but the context is critical. See rest of chapter Isaiah chapter 6, verse 10 through 13. This is horrifically ominous. Let's go to the screenshot here from Huckabee. And then down later in the report, Simon says, then I said, for how long, Lord? And he answered, until the cities lie ruined and within and without inhabitant, until the houses are left deserted and the fields ruined and ravaged, until the Lord has sent everyone far away and the land is utterly forsaken. And though a tenth remains in the land, it will again be laid waste. But as the terebinth and oak leaf stumps, when they are cut down, so the holy seed will be a stump in the land. And then he posts this. Of course, they're on a mission from God. They really believe it. I don't know if they really believe it. They act like it. A bunch of their followers believe it. So it looks like they do believe they're fulfilling this fake Schofield Bible prophecy, which is quite horrific. Yeah, the Hannibal directive. Well, you know, they gotta take care of the hostages so Hamas won't get them and hold them hostage. So if they just take care of them first, then that makes everything okay, according to the Hannibal directive, of course. So, yeah, it's getting very intense right now as the United States is loading them up with arms. Will aardvarks preemptively strike Iran? That war drum is beating as I speak on this broadcast. So, let's pray for peace there against their whole fake evangelical Christian Zionist prophecy. I don't see how they can think. I guess they believe they're fulfilling God's will, but as we've documented here, and many others have as well, it's a bit contrived and not supernatural from the Creator. All of their prophecy and meaning for being there in Aardvark land, actually. It's quite scary. It's quite horrific. It's quite blasphemous. And it's quite sinful in my eyes. But what do I know? Maybe they're right and I'm wrong, and I'm going to hell for damning them. May go to a supermax prison in El Salvador for even questioning U.S. foreign policy. We saw the way they treated us over questioning health policy. Now we're on to questioning foreign policy. And so we most likely will be banned off the internet again. You know what I mean? From the right wingers now. Does it really matter? It's the government. It's the left wing and the right wing are two wings on the same bird of tyranny as it goes, right? As the saying goes, and we're seeing that shown to us. But MAGA has the scales on their eyes, and their guy in there using the government to do violence against people that can do no wrong, no matter how many lies, missteps, and go on. It doesn't matter. It's a cult of personality worship, as we see. So thank you, everybody, for joining me on this muddled Monday broadcast of Weaponized News. Again, I'm going to work hard. We're going to figure out a way to bring that guy's like the greatest voice to me. I don't know, maybe because I'm from California and I have a California accent. I don't know, but he has like the perfect it's like the perfect radio voice for me. And anyway, I'm gonna try to get this guy on, because it's really frustrating me that every time we try to get Raven Keefer on, we're like having major communication problems. So, and I apologize for the production of the show, the clunky transitions. That's my fault. It's not really my fault. I guess it is, because I didn't check my software here before I went on, because I don't know why they do this. Everything's running smooth, and they're like, oh, we need another update, another bell and whistle. It's like, no, everything was fine, and you guys go and monkey around. So that's to you, Restream. Just leave stuff alone, man. Leave stuff alone. It's working fine. Anyway, nah, it wasn't good. Thank you, Lies That Bind, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good production today. But thank you guys for sticking with me. And it looks like, hey, everything's coming. I mean, what is the apocalypse is simply remove the veil, right? So nothing's hidden. It seems like that's happening. We may not be living in. They may bring on the bombing, whatever, the bloodshed apocalypse, but the apocalypse of the veil being removed. You got Tucker right there at a Masonic temple, not even hiding anymore. You got clear blasphemy and idiocy from the White House. Trump talking about Jesus with the Easter bunny. I mean, it doesn't get more comical and mocking and blasphemous. And so they're showing you who they are. Do you have eyes to see? That's the question. I pray that we all have eyes to see and reject these fakers, these liars, man. All right, that's all I got for today. Let's pray. We're going to play one of Raven's songs. We were going to have him on to promote his new album. And he has a new album out, and it's called Blue Skies. I'm just going to pick one random song here. As we've been trying to do, independent artists, we featured a bunch of songs from Scott Armstrong. And so that will be the way to go, to not be flagged with copyright, and to promote our independent artist friends here. And they say that you have to create the culture, to get out from underneath all this Hollywood produced garbage. So that's why we're going with independent creators. Let's go ahead. We'll play the first song, as we'll probably be using this for a couple weeks. Feeling the Heat by Raven Keefer to play us out here. Let me go, before we do that, let me go to the channels quickly. There's a few people on the old Odysee. Thank you for tuning in on the Odysee. What do they say there? Go Shark. Oh man, what are we going to do? Sharks are terrorists now, working for Hamas, Hezbollah via Iran, they tell us. So, yeah. Oh, Barry did make a comment. He said, long day after some hockey training, didn't wipe me out. Needed a nap. Well, thank you for making that comment. People were concerned, Barry, about your well-being there. He popped in at the end. Thank you, Barry, for giving us an update. The Weaponized News hounds. Arr, 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 arr. What do they say? Jupiter 5 says, has an aardvark land called the Pope anti-Semitic? I don't know. Probably under their breath they did, I'm sure. Easter never had anything to do with God or Jesus. Indeed. Indeed. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in on the old, and Bob too. Shout out to Bob. Let's pray for Bob. He was feeling under the weather himself, he said. And so if you could find it in your prayers to give Bob a shout out and pray for his health as he's taking care of under the weather family as well. So shout out to Bob there. We're thinking about you. Thank you guys for tuning in on the Odysee, the Rumble, as always. If you guys want a lively chat, it's on the Rumble. There's a few people on the old YouTube, but the most lively chat is on the Rumble. So for the Weaponized News Hounds and all the other channels, if you want to get in the chat and call me names, call me an aardvark, get in there, or join the joyful chat and comments on the stories of the day, as we try to inform you about the scientific dictatorship, technocracy, dystopic nightmare we find ourselves in as we're racing toward 2030 and beyond, one world government agenda. Putting it in trying to put it in a clear, concise package here for you at Weaponized News, as everything is weaponized against us. Don't ever forget that. So thank you guys for tuning in on the Rumble, the Bitchute going through its own problems, but they did load up a bunch of my shows. They did. They loaded up a bunch of shows, and it looks like they are responsive to emails though. So shout out to Bitchute tech support. Appreciate it. You guys are responsive. I don't know why we keep having this issue of live streams getting hung up, but when I email them and tell them, hey, they're hung up, load them up, they do. And so thank you very much for that, Bitchute and the Bitchute audience over there. Thank you guys for tuning in. Isn't it funny? But Bitchute is like a gauge. I have 474 subscribers on the Bitchute, and a good show, I get 150 viewers. You know what I mean? But you go over to X, I have 11,000 whatever. What do we got? 81 today? Really? It just, you see what I'm saying? It's not, the perspective is not, it's not correct. You know what I'm saying? Not even close. So I guess people say on these smaller platforms, your views are worth a lot more. I don't know. I don't know. When you're shadow banned, when you're delisted by Google like I am, then we take what we can get. So thank you for tuning in on the Bitchute. Much appreciated. I guess that's where the valuable viewers are, is on Bitchute. Facebook facing their own antitrust trials and tribulations, and Meta there. But we forgive Mark Zuckerberg because he's a bro now. And so who cares if he sold all your data to the U.S. government, the Chinese government, basically anybody and everybody who will buy it, he'll sell it. And so who cares if he did all that, violated your privacy, built a profile about you, probably programmed Skynet to assassinate you at a certain time of their choosing, according to the algorithm. I mean, who cares about all that? We forgive him. He's a bro now. But I do root against Meta to lose at their antitrust trials. I know it's bad for me to want fair business practices in the, quote, free market fair economy that we find ourselves in America, which is nothing of the sort. But I would like to see these big tech companies broken up a little bit and give us back some interweb freedom. I know it's a lot to ask for in 2025, but I'm still holding out. I'm smoking the hopium over here and staying up late at night worrying about it. Not really, because I wouldn't I don't think it's going to come out in our favor, honestly, because I'm pretty black-pilled on the corruption at this point. But we are optimistic toward the future. We are getting, hey, the HHS said they're looking at banning all of these different dyes. They should be banning miracles, but hey, we're working our way up to it. They said look for that tomorrow from the HHS. So these dyes are not good. You know what I mean? And so they're looking at banning all these different dyes. So that's good. Fluoride is getting taken out of the water a lot of places as we continue to report. Much of Florida, all of Utah banned it. The geoengineering is getting banned a bunch of places, even though I feel like we're going down the wrong rabbit trail with that. And hopefully we can straighten it out, but at least more people are becoming aware. Hell, you got Senator Johnson talking about 9/11 was an inside job. A little bit late, but hey, we'll keep pushing it out there. And I don't even know about inside job. I know 100% fact that Dick Cheney ordered stand down, and there's a million rabbit holes and dots that connect about 9/11. As we get closer to it, I guess we'll dive down that rabbit hole, as I have in the past. But thank you guys for tuning in on Facebook, Kick, Twitch, whatever those platforms are worth. No, I did not show the cake. We'll show it. We'll show the cake tomorrow, Barry. I didn't load it up, and my production of the show is all screwed up because they changed up my interface. But anyway, I'll load it up and try to show it tomorrow. That's all I got today. Thank you, everyone, again. We'll be back here tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific time for Weaponized News broadcast, Tuesday edition. Yeah, again, thank you. I'm grateful that you guys see fit to tune in, and I'm going to try to make it a lot better production tomorrow. As always, everybody do your own research. Peace, love, and liberty. Speak out and take action. Again, here is Raven Keefer, Feeling the Heat, to play us out on this Monday, and we'll be back here tomorrow.
So close, dancing slow. Though we knew it wouldn't last, we knew where we wanted it to go. The sentimental journeys in my mind. The passion was always kind. The heat, window steam, feeling things we'd only dreamed. Bodies pressed together in the night, felt good, no fears in the dim dashboard light. In the dark, the fire starts. Not a spark, a flame in the backseat. My parents' car, the heat and desires we couldn't tame. Are you still the same? The fires raged, the fires we couldn't tame. Radio playing low, heartbeats loud and movement slow. Sweet, sweet sweat, the music rising, we weren't done yet. Let's do it again. More, we wanted more. In the woods, in the car, the back of the store. More, more, we wanted more. On the floor, we won't floor. So close, dancing slow. Though we knew it wouldn't last, we knew where we wanted it to go. The sentimental journeys in my mind. The passion was always kind. In the dark, the fire starts. Not a spark, a flame in the backseat. My parents' car, the heat and desires we couldn't tame. Are you still the same?